All
Let's
right,
go.
so what's up? What's up, everybody? It's your boy Chrisleetv. I'm here with DeAndre Harris. Me and DeAndre, we spoke like a year ago, and then we kind of talked again like this year, like you know what I'm saying. And where he was like a year ago and where he is now, I thought like I wanted to bring him on and like let everybody know and let him tell his story. You know what I'm saying? Let him tell us kind of how he started and where he is in the transportation industry. I don't think he necessarily has his CDL yet, but he is still out here in the transportation industry. That's how we actually linked up. Was his brother had hit me with a consult call, and it wasn't for him. It wasn't for his brother. His brother paid for it for, you know what I'm saying, for DeAndre. So me and DeAndre got on the phone and we chopped it up. And it was a dope conversation, just about kind of how to maneuver out here, how to get the CDL, and then just kind of like it really got into some business stuff because you had, I think you mentioned when we talked before that you wanted to like kind of do your own thing eventually,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why I thought it was really dope. Like when you called me and we talked, it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Just hearing what you said, bro, it was just like dang, like I want to really get your story out there. So if you don't mind introducing us, telling us a little bit about what you do currently, and then we'll go from there.
All right. Well, like you said, my name DeAndre Harris. I'm in transportation. But like you said, I don't have a CDL. Therefore, I do not run tractors. I don't ride big rigs. I'm an owner operator with cargo vans and sprinter vans.
Yes, sir.
Um, every now and then I might grab a box truck, but cargo vans and sprinter vans is definitely my lane.
All right. And so when we talked back then, like can you take us back like before we even got on the console?
Mhm.
Can you just kind of give us a story, like a timeline, like a premise of how you even like wanted to, you know what I'm saying? What made you want to get into something like that?
Um, um, well, at the time we had talked, I was in a halfway house. Um, so I was still I got I got locked up on some federal charges, um, drug trafficking. So I did my time.
Mhm.
I was in the halfway house, still serving the rest of my time. But while I was in prison though, um, a lot. I used to read a lot. I read a lot. So, um, Inc. magazine, Entrepreneur magazine, those are two of my favorite ones. But I used to always see ads for CDL drivers though,
Yeah.
and a lot of in prison they got this thing called prison talk. Everybody, they talk about how they're gonna change their life and stuff like that. One of the main things dudes used to always say was, when I come home and get my CDLs,
Yes, sir.
da, da, da. But then came about in a magazine article one day how Amazon was gonna start doing um they was gonna start doing the DSP program, the
Yep.
delivery service provider program, where you can buy into it, get a route, stuff like that. So that kind of opened my eyes a little bit. I'm like, hold
Yeah.
on. And then my brother Josh was saying that he wanted to get into transportation. And he was thinking about buying him a tractor. And he was like, when you come
Yep.
home, you just get your CDLs, you can just drive the tractor, you know what I'm saying? And you just stay out the way, stay out the streets. I'm like, all right, cool. And then that's when, on the strength of that, that's how we ended up getting a consultation call with you. And then boom.
All right. So I think that's dope. You know what I'm saying? How y'all were able to come together like that. Like for Josh to even, you know what I'm saying, to look out. I think Josh looked out. I feel like Josh looked out.
Yeah,
Um
most definitely.
and shout out to Josh for that. But even you know what I'm saying, thinking about the whole like seeing that play and then think like, you know what I'm saying, just seeing the play and then because I know people and I hear my wife works kind of in that line of she's in that line of work where like it's just like the it's like she's connected with some judges out here and
Mhm.
they ask her for favors to help people who are getting out of prison to like help them find a job and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
and like some of her clients will go missing. You know what I'm saying? And then like they'll reappear, and they calling her. You know what I'm saying, from a collect call, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she'll find out like, okay, boom, like dang, she helped them. You know what I'm saying? Kind of get the ball rolling with that some stuff type of stuff. But then like they'll disappear and whatever. Like the street would catch them again, and it'll catch
Yeah,
hold of them.
that's it's very easy for that to happen. Very.
Yeah, that's why I'm going into it because like we talk, bro, and like, and it's not because I talk to you, it's because you know what I'm saying. It's just that I feel like you had you know what I'm saying. You got a mindset to get right.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what was the whole mindset behind, you know what I'm saying, for you just to get, you know what I'm saying, in a situation that you're in now?
My
What was
son,
yeah.
my son. That's I can't think of no other reason. I mean,
Yeah.
when I first had him, because when I got locked up, he was a baby.
Right.
He wasn't talking none of that. You know what I'm saying? So when he first had him, when I first had him, I was still in the streets. I was still tripping and wilding and just out there. And then once I got hit with the time,
Mm-hmm.
being away from him and watching him get bigger, you know what I'm saying, behind glass and
Right.
through pictures and stuff like that, man. And
Yeah.
then it was just like that ain't this ain't it. This ain't it for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was that time right there, like this is a no go, is no going back. I can't go back. So then, but it's easy. Of course, it's easy to say that in that environment.
Yep.
Once you get back on the streets, man, you got all type of temptation. You got bills that you don't got to pay no bills in prison. You know what I'm saying? When you come home, you got bills, man. That
Thank
that
you.
that, that child got to eat and stuff like that. So it's easy to get back into the lifestyle and selling drugs and all that type of stuff, especially when trying to fly straight, but you can't really get a good paying job that would
Mm-hmm.
allow a man to provide as a man feels that he should.
Yes,
You know what
sir.
I'm saying?
Yep.
So that's another reason why I'm doing what I'm doing now. But it was my son though. To answer your question, my
Yeah,
son.
yeah. I appreciate it, man. Like, cause like I said, that's where a lot of people I talk to, like, as far as supporting like uh our guys, you know what I'm saying, that's in that situation. I talk to a lot of people who want to help out and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like, you know what I'm saying, the more that we can bring attention to like what some of this like disparity, like some of the hardship and stuff like that, like things that people need, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
to get themselves in a situation to where they're doing something like you said, like that working a 9 to 5, like, you know what I'm saying, with people that's gonna try to hire you is gonna be like, I feel like they're gonna kind of be like a bully or something like that. You know, they're gonna treat you how they want to treat you because they know you're in
Mm-hmm.
a situation. And and that's not cool. So that's why when I heard you say like kind of seeing that CDL stuff, like while you were there, and then like seeing that the Amazon stuff while you were there, it's just like, you know what I'm saying. That's that's like that's dope because that's hope. And
Yeah.
so when you got out, can you tell me like about that? Like you know what I'm saying, what was like your mindset getting out? What pushed you, you know what I'm saying, to be like, okay, you know what I'm saying? What was that timeline like? How do you start?
Um. Well, first and foremost, coming home and trying to do the right thing. It was real, very humbling,
Mm,
man. Before I went in, kept a car, I had my own spot, and I'm still young, so I went in when I was 22. I was 22, 27 now. Um, but coming, I came home. I ain't had no car. It was hard to find a job, and then I finally did find a job. It was Giant. I was working overnight at Giant, doing overnight stocking. Um, but I ain't had no car though. But my mom, once I was released from the halfway house, I moved in with my mom, which I really didn't want to do because I
Yeah.
moved out my mom's house back when I was like what, 13.
Dang.
Yeah, I've been running the streets for a while.
Damn.
I left out my mom's house when I was like 13. Uh, so I've been, since a young dude, I always was a little different. But so, coming home at 26 years old, having to move back with my mom, having a child, but I don't got no car. Um, before I started, before I went to prison, I was rapping.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I was, I always been popular though. Like even before the rap stuff and all that, I always been popular. So it
Right.
was like, coming home, no car, no crib, no money, working at Giant overnight, man, stocking shelves. It was just real humbling. But then the Giant wasn't paying enough money, so then
Mm-hmm.
I kept Giant, then started working at Goodwill during the
Mm-hmm.
daytime. That wasn't adding up because I felt like the Goodwill wasn't paying enough. So I kept Giant, and what I started doing after I left Goodwill, I left Giant and started delivering pieces in the daytime.
Mm-hmm. I did that before. I did that. I ain't gonna lie. I worked at Pizza Hut, and I worked. Man, I had like 3 jobs at one time, and Pizza Hut was one of them. And then I
Yeah,
had my side business, bro. I was like, I don't know what I was doing. I was going crazy trying to get money,
I'm talking about, man. Everybody was saying, man, you like amigo, man. You work like a Mexican.
bro.
I'm like, man, I don't got time, man. I don't got time.
Don't. Yeah.
So then, Domino's, I stopped doing the both jobs because with Domino's and Giant, I was getting no sleep. Like I was getting
Mm-hmm.
no sleep. So I finally bought me a car. I bought me a car. So one day I'm delivering the pieces, and it was the day that I worked Giant overnight, left Giant, go straight to Domino's.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm delivering, and I fell asleep behind the wheel while I'm delivering, crashed my car. So at that point, I'm like, man, I can't keep doing. I need the money. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. Right.
I grind hard, but I mean, I ain't gonna kill myself neither though.
No, I feel you.
So I had to make a choice. So of course I kept John to stay with John again, but at this time, I had found a job with a trash company. A good friend of mine um, became supervisor over there, and once he became supervisor, he slid me in the door. I was riding that out.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that was the best paying job I had since I had been home. It was cool. The hours, the trash companies, they're gonna make sure you get them hours. You gonna work. So the paycheck was was a little better. It was a little upgrade for me. So I just stayed down, kept my started saving my money, and then just pulled the trigger on the
That's when you
Sprinter
bought
van.
that van.
Yeah. And
Top.
the crazy part is like all my coworkers, I was telling them, I'm like, yeah, this is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna do. I had downloaded the DAT load board,
Yes, sir.
so I was just like, playing around with it. And I'm showing dudes the numbers. I'm like, bro, like, there's money to be made with this.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody thought it was a game, and then I just pulled the trigger on it, bought it. Everybody was like, you really went and got it. I'm like, yeah. Matter of fact, soon as my MC number and all that become active, I'm quitting. They thought it was a joke. It took me like 2 weeks. I was out.
Tell me more about that, bro. I'm like geeking, like, because that's dope. You know what I'm saying? That's you know what I'm saying. That's a lot of people don't get to that point, and
Yeah,
like you said, they didn't believe you. They ain't. That's crazy, but
yeah.
they didn't believe what you were saying. And like, tell me about the process. Like, you know what I'm saying, with looking for a van, and like, did you run into any struggles with people trying to sell
Nah,
you?
not really. Not when it came to looking for one because my mind was already made up that I was going to get one. So it wasn't no deterrent from that. Um, and then I just started searching. Same way I do for whenever I see a car that I want or I
Mm-hmm.
need a car. I'll just even if it's like a car out of my price range. I'm big on manifesting. I would like
Yes, sir.
I want the I want that BMW 750. So I'll be on the internet just looking at
The big box.
prices for
Yeah.
BMW 750s because I gotta grab it. So it was just like it was just like that with the Sprinter van. I'm just
Right.
constantly looking for, even before I had the money to get it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just constantly looking. I'm saying just um going on websites and searching for the cheapest ones that I can get or the best bang for my buck that I can get.
Right.
You know, or trying to find what I for real, what I really like to do. I like those dealerships that offer like the buy head, pay head option,
Mm-hmm.
which is you will end up paying more in your APR, but it's less of a hassle though.
Why is that?
Like, because you don't gotta go through
Like a
credit checks and
finance?
none of that.
Yeah. Okay.
Like the van, the van I just got, like I didn't have to do no credit checks or nothing. All they wanted was the cash and my license out the door.
So you pay cash for it. It was done deal.
I ain't paid cash for it, out for it.
Okay.
They wanted what they wanted 16,000 for it. I gave them 4,000.
Yeah.
Gave them 4,000 cash, showed them my license. We made came up with a set date to pay them every month, signed the paperwork. I was out.
For real.
Yeah, I
That's the
wasn't.
first. That was the first one. This is a number two.
That was a number two.
All right. We
The
we
first,
moved
the
too
first
far
one,
ahead. We moved too far ahead.
the first one was a little more of a hassle because I
Yeah.
went to like a dealership.
Okay.
I went to a dealership. Um, but that was a little more sweeter though.
Possible.
I had a female friend. She used her credit,
Okay.
but it was more expensive though. That one was, what was that? I I think that was like 7,500 down.
Mm-hmm.
7,500. No, like 6,500 down, but with the insurance, all that stuff. And then it was a brand new I could have got a cheaper one for real, but the insurance company was saying the cheaper one, what they were saying, the cheaper one was gonna be more, was gonna boost my rate up because it was older, it had a lot more miles on it. But the other one would have caused my insurance to be cheaper. So I just rocked on with the new one,
Right.
2019 one. So I was like, whatever.
Dang. All right. Um. So you paid that one off and then jumped to the new one, or you just went ahead and
Nah, that one not paid off yet neither.
okay. But you know what I'm saying, you still rocking though. Like you got
Yeah.
two. So did you hire somebody? I think I'm getting it too far ahead, but did you hire somebody?
Yeah, somebody operating the other one.
That's dope. All right. Can you tell me? I'm gonna go back because, like I said, can you tell me like when you got the first van? Okay. Like about that day, and then like you said, you was on a load board. Like when you booked your first load to move the van, because you had to wait.
Yeah.
You had to wait because you had to get the insurance. You had to get the MC number. You know what I'm saying? It was a process, but
Wait, for real, I got the van, got the insurance. Then did the MC, DOT, all that stuff, which
right.
was kind of backwards. But on the same token, when you filing for your authority with the FMCSA, and your application is in processing, you got that little grace period where you gotta have the insurance
Mm-hmm.
and your BOC3 and all that other stuff.
Right.
So it's like when I first started, I really didn't have no knowledge for real. Like I really just I had like very limited amount of knowledge. Like
How did you get that? You know what I'm saying? Like, what did you do? Because
it
it is
was,
hard.
how did I acquire a little bit of knowledge that I did have at the
Yeah.
moment?
Yeah.
Um, just talking to people, man. Just conversations like the one I had with you, YouTube, and they got expediter forums online.
Mm-hmm.
Facebook got a lot of groups.
Yep.
Man, it's a lot of ways. It's a lot of ways. You know what I'm saying? Then
Mm-hmm.
the knowledge that I've acquired up to this point is just come from just rolling with the punches,
Mm-hmm.
trial and error. But uh, when I like back to what I was saying, when I first got it, like I said, I was still working at the trash company.
Okay.
because I was waiting for everything to get processed and all that stuff. So it got to the point where my back was against the wall because that first payment was coming up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Now, like I said, I just pulled the trigger. I literally dove head first into the deep end. Like
Yeah.
if by that I was at nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So if that first payment didn't get paid, like it would have been tragic. My van getting repoed before it even got on the
Right.
road.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, uh, it was stressful. It was
Yeah. I
stressful.
bet.
Uh, Go ahead.
No, I said I bet it was like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Because
yeah,
that's your dream. You know what I'm saying?
it,
That's your.
it was real stressful, man. So, I got a dude that I met on Instagram down in Florida. His name Pierre. Um, he welcomed me with open arms, man. He really he gave me a lot of insight and a lot of advice on how to go about stuff with the cargo van and sprinter van business, because he doing it too in Florida. He and his business, they taking off. Um, and I reached out to him
Mm-hmm.
and I just gave him my whole spiel.
Yeah.
Like I ain't I didn't hold nothing back. I'm like, listen, I ain't gonna waste your time. You know what I'm saying? I ain't about to, beat around the bush with you. This is why I'm contacting you. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I'm fresh out of prison. I got a child. I'm not trying to go back to what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to go back to prison. This transportation industry, I know is a lucrative business. You know what I'm saying? I don't got no CDL. I see that you doing a sprinter van, cargo van thing. I think that might be my lane. What's up? Can you show me the ropes? You know what I'm saying? And for real, like, um, they be doing the courses on teaching people how to, secure loads, your taxes, your authority, all that stuff. And I think they be charging like 2,500 a course.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so he was like, man, you know what? Just the fact that how you just came at me, like I respect your story. I respect your mind and you as a man for trying to come home and change for your child. Um, and he told me how he just had came home and he was like he said his first year the business was rough. He said his second year he made like 150,000, 175,000 the second year home from prison. And he was like, man, he was like, is you really trying to make a change though? I said, yeah. He said, man, listen, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm not even gonna charge you for the course. He like, I'm gonna just give you the game. I'm gonna just, you know what I'm saying? Whatever I know, I'm just gonna give you free game. I'm like, man, that's a blessing. That is definitely a blessing. And he the one that he gave me like a step by step guide. Get the van, make sure it's these measurements, get your authority, da 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 da. And yeah, he helped me get up to that. He helped me even with the step by step method of how to even get the authority and all that. So big shout out to him, man. He was a big help.
For real.
He might be the main cornerstone of that little bit of knowledge that I did have. But it was definitely rough. It was real rough. I'm talking about
Yeah.
stressful. I'm talking about make a grown man cry.
Yeah. But you
Yeah.
made it, bro. Like, okay. So you made it. You made it. You did that. You got the first one. You know what I'm saying? So what was the first load like?
My my first load was from, like I said, I'm in Maryland, so I picked it up in DC and shot it to New York. Um,
Was it like
and that was
500 miles?
is it? No,
More than that?
New York ain't nowhere near 500 miles.
It's closer than that?
Yeah, New York probably like um, I get New York like 200 miles.
Really?
Yeah, from DC, New York like 200 miles. Yeah, we can go with 200.
Okay.
Probably less than that for real. Just that, because I mean, New York not far at all. It's nothing. It's nothing separating us, honestly, besides water. Once you cross all those bridges and
Hmm.
stuff, you'll be right there. But it's a lot of traffic. Don't nobody want to drive in New York
Yeah.
at all. for real. But my first load, I forgot what it was. It was it was nothing. I didn't even have to strap it in. Nothing. It was just a small. It was like the weight on it was like 100 pounds. But
Yeah,
I was stoked though.
for
I
sure.
was I was I was definitely excited. But
Hey,
then after that, it kind of hit a rocky point. After that, because I wasn't aware of the fact that a lot of brokers wasn't even willing to do business with me until my authority was at least 90 days old.
mm-hmm.
And the broker that I got that first load from was just like they accepted my carrier packet, but once they gave me that first load, it was like I could not secure a load with them for a long time. I couldn't get a load from them until they wasn't responding to none of my bids until after that 90-day mark.
Man. So they was desperate then, and they was like, okay,
That must have been
that
what
was
it
like the
was.
situation. Yeah.
And and then on top of that, I had paid for the low ball service
Mm-hmm.
just to get onto the low ball service, but I can't really get no lows
Oh,
off of there because none of the brokers want to deal with me. So that was, money down the drain right there. Um, so then I did some more networking, did some more reaching out. And then I found me someone who allowed me to run under their authority.
yes, sir.
Um,
That's a
for
that's
the
a hack right there. You know what I'm saying? That's a play
yeah,
right there, like for sure for new people coming into it.
yeah, yeah. It's a play if you paying the right percentage out.
Yes.
Cause some people, I'm talking, man. Some people
It's,
charge 30% of each
yeah.
load. Then that's just ridiculous. That's I understand that I'm running under your MC. I understand that, you know, uh, you know, before it all gets down to the nitty gritty, you are responsible. You the first line of contact. It's your business. Everything is running to you. Now, if you was to take me to court, of course you can get down to the nitty gritty. Like, no, he's an independent contractor. He has his own
Mhm.
business. Blah 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 blah. But 30% is too much to be charged somebody that got to pay for all of their own expenses.
Right.
You taking out, I think you taking out too much. But when I was doing them, when I was running under somebody else's authority, I was getting charged 20%, which
Yeah,
is
that's
not,
not bad.
it's not that bad. But I mean, it'll add up though.
For sure.
It'll definitely add up. And then like once it started slowing up for me, I reached out to him. Because once again, I hit a desperate spot. Uh, but I reached out to him. He shot me over his contract agreement. I signed it. He got me on the road that same day.
Mm-hmm.
That same day. So I'm like, all right, cool.
Right.
Like, you must be working with something. Um, man, oh man, he sent me over. Then he sent me over to dang on Seattle. Yeah, that one took me out right there. That
That's
one.
that was now that got some miles on it from where you at. You know what I'm saying? That's some miles.
Well, what had happened was I had a load coming from my area that had to go over to Ohio. So
Okay.
I took it up to Ohio, and I forgot what part of Ohio I had to take it to. Right, but when I dropped it off, he was telling me on the phone. He like, man, oh no, 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 that's false. I had to take it up to Buffalo.
Yeah, I
I
got
took it from my area to Buffalo, and then when I dropped it off in Buffalo, he said, man, listen, Ohio is a hot spot. It's gonna be hard trying to find some freight coming out of Buffalo.
you.
But
Mm-hmm.
if you're up for it, if you got the energy now, you might as well just go ahead dead head to somewhere in Ohio, preferably like Columbus,
Mm-hmm.
and it'd be easy to catch you a load. So I'm like, all right, cool. But at that time I was tired, so I just took me a little nap.
Right.
Once I woke up, I shot over to Columbus. Right, I'm sitting in Columbus for a second. Got me some downtime, chilling, sitting in the van. He calls me and says he has a load for me going to Seattle. Now, mind you, I'm new into it, so I'm just willing to take
Ready
it.
to go.
I'm just ready to go.
Yeah.
And so, I had the deadhead from Ohio back over to Pennsylvania to pick it up from some small town in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Shoot over to Seattle, 3-day drive. That was that like 2,500 miles.
For 3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably if you in that Sprinter van, you could do that. For a truck,
Yeah,
man, it's
we
gonna
don't
be
got to do the logs and none of that.
right. That's why I
So
like.
we just go.
It's dope.
It's been a time where I drove behind that wheel for 24 hours.
Sheesh. And
But
that's
now those
crazy.
so Seattle, man, mind you, it was cool. It was cool until I hit Montana.
What
Once
happened in Montana?
the terrain just switched on me.
Like
They
the
put
hills and the mountains and stuff.
mountains.
Yeah.
I'm talking about it's all foreign territory for me over there. I'm seeing canyons.
Yep.
I'm like, bro, this is
Ain't
I'm
never
talking
seen
about
nothing like it in life. Like,
I've never seen it. It was so beautiful, but it was so scary at the same
bro,
time.
I know it.
Dealing with the
Yeah.
mountains, like I'm like, man, it's crazy. And then with the thing that I was transporting was a big tank. So I'm in a Sprinter van, so like I'm already at pretty much my weight capacity for real.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So in my mind, I'm going up and down mountains, and I'm just thinking of the worst scenarios. I'm like, man, what if this tank while I'm going up a mountain it snaps or something. It snaps
Right.
my thing right out the bottom of the
Security. Yeah.
van. I'm like, man, I don't know. But I got it there though. But one thing for sure, I can't do the West Coast no more.
Why is that? Because of the terrain.
Yeah, it's too much. Like once I delivered it, I really just sat back and just prayed, like, dog. But what really got me was in Montana when the mountains really started, starting. They had this big electronic billboard. I wish I could remember what interstate this was.
Mm-hmm.
It sent me right through Bismarck. It sent me right through Billings. I came straight through Chicago, Minnesota.
You was like on 80, 90 going
Yeah.
across.
I want to say it was 90.
Yeah.
I want to say it was 90. So it was a big electronic billboard, right? And it said it's been 60 deaths on
Ooh.
that interstate in 2020. Mind you, it's like June.
Okay, I'm about to ask.
It's like June. I'm like, yo, how many that's too many people. So
Right.
then so I just said once I made it, I called my mom, I just prayed. I'm like, man, it's ridiculous. So then once I got there, the dude he called me the same day I made the delivery with another load shooting way back to Tennessee. Like it had to get picked up that day. I'm
Yeah.
like, bro, you don't even understand how mentally exhausted I am.
Right.
Just dealing with those mountains like that. I'm like, nah. Um, but it was cool once I got that. It was cool when I got to pay for that load.
Yeah, I bet.
Once I caught that pay, it was cool. But Idaho was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Um, even Seattle, it's like in Seattle, the entire city of Seattle was like on a mountain.
Right.
Like as soon as you get onto the interstate in the city, you're right on the mountain. It's ridiculous.
I think I've been there
It,
like one time.
I can't go back. I don't want to deal with anything crossing. What interstate is that? It goes straight down from north to south. I think it's the 35.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what they call it. But I don't want to cross that 35. Um, no Colorado, no none of that stuff. No Arizona, no Nevada, nothing.
But you got your MC now, so you call shots. I know the last conversation we had, it wasn't much talk about the low borders no more, or you know what I'm saying, or running under somebody else's authority because you got your own authority now.
Mm-hmm.
So what I already know, but you know what I'm saying, what was the transition as far as getting from underneath somebody's authority and like on the low board so much, and then like doing what you're doing now?
Um, well, when I well, when I started running under someone else's authority, of course I still had mine. I was just trying to, let it get a little season, get some
Yeah.
age on it. Um, but I was still. It got to the point where like over the road wasn't really over the road cool, but it started seeming like the person that I was working with, it started seeming like the rates that they was getting wasn't really cutting it for me.
Mm-hmm.
The rates that they was getting off the bids, and plus on top of that, they taking 20%.
Right.
And then it got to the point where it was like they would just book a load and then expect me and just call me and just, oh, you got to go here, oh,
Mm-hmm.
you got to go there. I don't like that because at
Right.
that point I feel like I'm an employee.
Like forced, like that forced
Yeah,
type of stuff.
for his dispatch, and I'm not with that. So you need to call me with a load and call me and see if I'm willing
If
to
you
go
want
there.
me. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Don't just call me and tell me. And there's not no dictatorship. So and then I had my son too. I wanted to be able to spend time with my son. So
Mm-hmm.
I started looking for little local contracts. Um, I found a local contract. It was it wasn't really it wasn't really doing too much for me. It got the bills paid though, that's for sure.
Right.
Um, but I was still you know hop on the low board and see what I can make shake off of low boards. I think the way that I got to what I got now, just by networking.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just by networking, I came across a couple direct shippers. Um, and those are the real bread and butters.
Yep.
Those are real bread and butters, man. Because when they call, they it's really no middleman at all.
Mm-hmm.
There's no middleman. No dispatching fees, no brokering, none of that. You get all your money just like that.
Right.
But now, with the opportunity I got now, it just kind of I ain't gonna say it fell out my lap. Because the opportunity I got now, I got from a brokerage company,
Right.
but it just came from a brokerage company. Me just working with them over time. And I had the same opportunity in a whole different location in another state over
Mm-hmm.
in Delaware. Um, so it got to the point now where, I kind of built a relationship with that broker. Um, and just I got this opportunity now where, it's a big one. It could really set me up to move forward and build how I would want to.
So that's what you're doing now. Like that's where you are, kind of with the getting that second truck. Like you just got that second truck not how long ago?
Mm,
Or
uh,
van? My bad, van.
October. I want that was October.
Dang, so that one long ago.
Yeah.
And then like how long did it take you to find a driver? Like was it already somebody in the network or somebody you knew that was like, bro, give me a chance because I see you moving.
Nah, I had already made it. I really don't. I really wasn't trying like hire nobody that I personally know
Mm-hmm.
like as a driver. Um, but yeah, I honestly just me and the driver just built off of Facebook for real.
Mm-hmm.
Just built off Facebook. Um, caught a vibe for each other, and I just felt like they'd be a good fit, and
Right.
it's been running smooth so far.
That's dope. I know we talked about you know what I'm saying, with where you at now, how it was a struggle. Even getting that, you said it was a struggle. But you
Hmm.
said, what'd you say, man? Like they gave it to you. I think you said they gave you the contract thinking something, and then you not being able to fulfill like what they wanted you to have, you know what I'm saying,
Oh
fulfill,
yeah,
and they came
that
back.
yeah that was with the same opportunity that I got now, that's when I was over in Delaware though. They needed me. They wanted me to provide three vehicles, right? Three vehicles or three drivers. It didn't even just three drivers.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, I do it because they had came at me with the same proposition once before, but I'm like, I don't really think that I'll be able to find no drivers.
Yeah.
So they didn't even want to deal with me at all. So I'm like, dang, I messed the bag up. So this time go around, I just jumped the gun. I just pulled the trigger. I'm like, listen, I find the drivers. I make it work. In real life, I don't got no, I don't got no drivers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't. But at that point, I'm like, listen, I'm gonna secure the bag now, and we gonna deal with everything on the back end.
Right.
Sometimes you just gotta
Yeah.
put yourself out there like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I did. I hopped on Indeed, Craigslist, Facebook, Zip Recruiter. I hopped on everything, and I was telling them, I need uh, drivers who own their own cargo van or sprinter van, and I was paying $300 a day, flat
So
rate,
you was putting people under you was kind of like you did before, kind of then was you hiring them or you was just running under your authority?
running under my authority.
Yes, sir.
And I mean, yeah, running under my authority, but it wasn't really I guess it was running under my authority, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. So but I had I was supposed to have three drivers. Couldn't find only could find one,
Right.
right? So off the top, that puts me in a position where I gotta go to Delaware and become a driver up in
Mm-hmm.
Delaware. So I went up to the Delaware. So instead of three, it's only two, and it's not really two. It's only one because I'm there as a driver myself.
Right.
So, um, the dude, who's supposed to be up there with me, he did it his first day, and he was when I he just kept calling me, complaining. Um, by the end of the day, he was just like he can't do it. He quit after the first day.
Because it was
He
too
quit.
hard, or he was just like not used to what was
Uh,
the issue?
Not the work now. At that location that I was at, they just wasn't well put together. They wasn't organized.
I remember you
So
saying
it was
like that.
it, it would be a headache. It was a headache for me to
Yeah.
even do it. But I mean, I had no they everybody knows that that location is messed up, so nobody really wanted to go there. So for um a van, they was paying 400 a day. So I'm like, well, give me 450 a day,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and I do it. Right. So I mean, a headache. I can deal with a headache for a few hours for $450 a day.
For sure.
Shoot,
Mm.
it was a no brainer for me, But for dude, I'm like, bro, is it really that serious?
Right.
Like you was just sitting. We just had this conversation where you was like, you know, um, you just gotta, your truck is an expense at this point. It's not even an asset to you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You came to me with an issue. I'm providing a play to solve that issue.
Right.
You just gotta go through it. You can't expect me to provide a play, and this play is just so astounding that no work has to be done.
Mm-hmm.
Like every day, you're just gonna be $300 in your lap with nothing that comes with that. Like, come on, let's be real.
Wow.
No, so I well, really though, what I think it is, it'd be that no force dispatch, no touch freight, and people get spoiled by that.
Okay. Yep.
People get spoiled by that. All you gotta do is just back in. They load you up.
Mm-hmm.
You strap it in, and then you gone. So
Somebody
when
take it
people
off.
when people come over to this side of it, and it's more, and they dealing with more of a delivery side of it, people tend to act like kids a little bit.
So as far as like delivery side, you saying like you going and you dropping off whatever they give you, like whatever work they got, you pick it up, you know what I'm saying? Do you gotta load it up in the van, you know what I'm saying? And then like take it off, you gotta, you know what I'm saying, boom, 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 every stop, you taking it off.
Yeah. Same just like a FedEx driver or Amazon driver do. I
Mhm.
just don't get as much work. I'm not a FedEx employee,
And they
but
be dog.
huh?
I said they be dogging them. I did like a
Yeah.
UPS, like it was like a ride along type thing. I did a while, like when I was young, and it was like in the winter, like around this time, Christmas, and they have like, you know what I'm saying. I got hired, and like we was there sun up, sun down, but just like boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom, like just
See,
all.
like this situation that I got is so sweet. Like FedEx pays me more than they pay their own drivers. I
Mm-hmm.
can easily, I can easily, I can easily buy another van, steal a FedEx driver from the same location, have them work at the same location, pay them more, keep my van maintenance, and I still see a profit.
Right.
Like that's how like it's just I don't get as much work as a FedEx driver would. You know, like they really have routes that will put a FedEx driver like 45 minutes away just from the warehouse. They leave the warehouse, they got to drive 40 minutes to an hour just to get to the
Mm-hmm.
area where they're going to deliver at. Man, I wish they would do me like that. No, sir.
Yeah.
Because they have tried to do me like that, but I told them, listen, if y'all want me to drive that far to go deliver these packages,
Gotta pay.
y'all need to give me a FedEx gas card.
Yeah.
Give me a FedEx gas card. I do it with no problem. But
Mm-hmm.
I gotta pay for my expenses. And at that point, what y'all trying to make me do, it makes no financial sense to me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I told them no. But the 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 opportunity is so sweet. Um, it's a no brainer. I mean, I like the actual expediting side better for real.
Yeah.
But
So
with
what?
with
Yeah. Go ahead.
with a situation like this, it's better because you can still come home every night. Um, you still getting paid damn good. And when it comes to like employees and stuff, or not employees or having drivers and stuff, I think it's a little more easier to manage
Mm-hmm.
when you got stuff like this because everybody wakes up in the morning and know exactly what to do.
Right.
I don't gotta wake up and because right now I'm doing it in Virginia. I got drivers in Georgia and I got drivers in Maryland. So if I was to wake up and not only so now I can wake up, I know my drivers in Maryland and I know my drivers in Georgia and they know what they gotta do. I don't gotta call, what I'm saying, checking on them,
Mm-hmm.
micromanaging them. And I don't gotta be searching on load board all day trying to find loads for all of them.
Right.
That'll just be too stressful. And I'm still a driver myself,
So that's
so
that work. Yeah, that work. That's you know what I'm saying, that's a good operation, you know what I'm saying, as far as
uh,
how you set it up. What's the mindset, you know what I'm saying, behind that? Like just setting it up to where everybody, you know what I'm saying, you really a general, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's from the past, you know what I'm saying, if you have people under you like that, because like having a mindset to manage people
yeah,
is a lot of people can't do it.
yeah, it takes a lot of, and then not only managing people, um, the biggest stress factor comes through when you not only managing people, but you gotta manage their money too. That's big.
What you
Um,
mean by that though?
because everything, because I gotta get everything factored.
Okay.
I'm the one that dishes out the money.
Right.
I take my money off. I take my money off the top before anybody sees this.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So just having that responsibility of making sure everybody get their money or you know, sometimes the money don't hit when it's supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sometimes, you know, it get delayed or whatever may have you. Um,
How you
but
deal with that?
that's stress though. That's
Yeah.
stress.
Yeah. For real.
Especially like I said, and then with me being a driver too, I'm not, you know, one of those people that's just sit behind the computer at the desk all day and then people call me with their issues and I'm just, you know, the big problem solver.
Right.
You know, I'm out handling business,
For
you
sure.
know, trying to do this. I'm doing the same thing they're doing while they're doing it. You know what I'm saying? Trying, and they calling me about pay, about what happened at FedEx or
Mm-hmm.
this mishap, and it's just like, come on, man.
So like, okay, let's talk about the future. Like, do you see like how many trucks you see? I mean, how many vans you see? I know we talked about the CDL, and then a whole like I didn't even think about that. You think you're gonna have to get out the truck, out the van one day, and you know what I'm saying, really get in the office or like start putting people in place to where it's like, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
then you have a secretary, you have somebody that's there, so you're not bothered with that kind of stuff, you know what I'm saying? Because like you say, you got stuff you're trying to do, you don't got time. Really, you know what I'm saying, you're not gonna have time once it get big enough to really sit down and talk to everybody like that. Like if you know what I'm saying, if that's where you're trying to go, that's
Nah,
my question.
most definitely. To be honest though, um when I first started out, I wanted I used to be like, man, I need like 15 vans, like 10 box trucks, and like five tractors.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be good, right? And then as I started getting into the game and I'm picking up knowledge on it, it's like not even picking up knowledge on it, just paying the bills and paying the expenses. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's what it all comes down to me. Is all about numbers with
Yeah,
me. Like it has to make sense.
for
It
sure.
has to make sense. Even if it's not making sense right now, it has to be something that I can see in the future making sense. Like I can't just be going through the hell and I don't see
Numbers on the
nothing
other
coming from
side.
me going through the hell.
Right.
Like no. So now the way that I look at it is I don't even know if I want to be a big fleet owner now.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it'll be now I feel like maybe it'll be a better financial decision to just have independent contractors
Yeah,
or owner operators.
I can see that. I can see the
You
reasoning
know,
behind
because
that. Yeah.
it I don't have to worry about insurance. I don't got to worry about maintenance. I don't got to worry about fuel.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't got to worry about those things. You know, I don't got to worry about notes. None of that. Because when you think about no, ain't no not, a fleet that big. Ain't nobody buying all them vehicles outright. You know,
No.
you using your credit. You leveraging your credit
Mm-hmm.
at that point.
Right.
You know, so you're gonna have your notes. You know, and the monthly expenses is gonna be to the moon.
For sure.
You know, versus somebody that just got independent contractors and you just take your percentage and your drivers they handle all their own stuff. So I don't know exactly how I would want to play it. And it trips me out when I think about it because I'm big on not thinking in a materialistic way.
Mm.
But the only reason that I would want to own a fleet is for materialistic purposes, just to be like, oh man, I got 15 vans, I got
Yeah.
all these box. That would be the only reason.
Right.
I mean, because even if I got that would 15 box trucks, 10 no 15 vans, 10, but that's 30 vehicles. If I got 30 drivers, I still be seeing a nice check.
For sure.
I still be seeing a nice check, and my expenses would be lower. Now if I had my own if I had my own fleet, yeah, the income would be higher, but the expenses would be higher as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Then now next thing you know, it's gonna be a headache trying to keep up with all them bills. Now I gotta pay somebody to keep up with all my bills, which is an
Yep.
extra bill within
Yep.
itself. So I think the ultimate best decision was just to build the brand and then have independent contractors. Something like Load One.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
I
think
don't know much about them.
Yeah, I don't think low one actually own vehicles. I don't even think Panther actually own vehicles.
I'm
They
familiar
might.
with that.
You know about Panther?
Yeah.
Yeah, they might just do independent contractors.
I
You know, a
think what
lot of
you're
the
saying is smart though. The independent contractor route and then like leverage, right?
yeah.
Like if you can get your credit score to where you know what I'm saying, in your business, like as far as filing taxes every year and you can show that to a bank, like all that, you know what I'm saying, having a business plan, all that leverage, you can use that leverage for business lines of credit, business credit cards. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? Just keep using that leverage to get higher limits, higher, bigger loans, bigger whatever. And then like I see a real play in growing like that, just off of what you said.
Most definitely. You just got people just gotta know how to leverage their credit and what to actually use their credit for. Um, but like you know, as far as you were saying about putting people in play to handle stuff for me, I'm not. I've been thinking about that. I'm thinking about that now, to be
Yeah,
honest, because I need a system that I want to be a serial entrepreneur. Like this transportation, I want to build that into a brand.
yeah, excuse me.
I want to bring awareness to the whole industry to people who know nothing of it. You know, but I got to create a system in place. If I don't create a system in place, I will forever be in the driver's seat. I can't be in the driver's seat forever. I got to step back, get into the office, get my books in order, get everything just all the way down right in order, expand how I need to expand. And once the system is in place, the business can run itself.
Sure.
And then once the system is in place, then I can venture on into what another business another field in the industry that I really want to get into.
Tell me about that. You know what I'm saying? Once you do get that system and stuff, like what what is that, you know what I'm saying, is like real estate or whatever. And then like kind of how do you see the play going into like with your son and stuff like that? Like what do you want, you know what I'm saying? What do you want everything to look like in the end?
Um, well, in the end, the ultimate goal is just financial freedom,
Hmm.
not having to. My biggest thing is if I was to completely not do like any physical labor, how long would I be able to survive?
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like if I don't, if tomorrow, if I personally don't get up and go fulfill this FedEx contract tomorrow, how long would I be able to survive? It wouldn't. It would only be for so long before I need to be
Hmm.
able to have. I need to be able to wake up, check emails, make a few calls. My day is done. My drivers know what they need to do. Everything is in motion. But once that system get in play, I wanted real estate and auto sales.
Yeah. Your brother is like, I don't know what kind of you know what I'm saying? I just know what your I just by seeing like, you know what I'm saying, how your brother move on Twitter. Um he's a resource. Like he's a huge resource, I'm sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Um I forget what he does, but I know he's a resource. And
Nah,
like just having him,
he in real estate too.
is he?
Yeah, he in real estate.
That's dope.
He doing his thing though. He definitely doing his thing. They
Are you the younger brother or older?
older.
Okay,
Josh what? Josh 31
gotcha.
and
Yeah,
I'm
that's dope.
27. But yeah,
So
man. Just just real estate, auto sales. As far as my son, I've been thinking about starting him his own business. He 5 now, so he big enough. He's smart enough. I really was gonna go try buy like 3 vending machines, and then just
yeah,
whenever they need to be filled, I take him to go fill up his own machines and stuff like
right.
that, just to get him into doing stuff and just knowing that those are his vending machines.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? This is your stuff. You own this. You know what I'm saying? Just
Bro.
getting him into that, just even getting him into that mind frame. He might not know, you know, might not really understand what's really going on, but he'll
He'll
get the pick
understand.
it up.
He'll understand. Cause I did that for my son. And I'll tell you a story real quick. Like he know that they his machines. So like his mom and his auntie will go like fill him or whatever, and he'll be with his cousins, and they'll be like, "What are we gonna do?" And you're like, "We're gonna go fill my vending machines." You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And and he'll be like talking mess and be like, "I got more money. I'm about to go get more money than everybody." You know what I'm saying? Got in their pocket right now or some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like that money,
Yeah,
that's my money. And I'll be
yeah,
like, dog.
yeah, yeah.
Like he
Yeah.
tripping, but you know what I'm saying? That's what we did it for. That's why I did it for. So he can talk his stuff, you know what I'm saying? So he know that he's making money without even doing nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I showed him, he went with me to when went to go buy the machines. I showed him, you know what I'm saying, the little money that I took. I was like, bro, this is the money that we about to buy the machines with. I let him hold it. I'm like, that's the money we about to buy these machines with. And we went and we had a meeting with the dude that sold us the machines. He was there, his cousins was there, my wife was there. You know what I'm saying? We exchanged you know what I'm saying, whatever. We got the machines, we got the 3 machines. And you know what I'm saying, it's been cool ever since. Like he understand why we go to Sam's Club to stock up and what the shelves in the
Mm-hmm.
garage full of product is for. He you know what I'm saying, he know all that. So it's dope, bro. Like for real.
Yeah. Try build generational wealth with it. And
Yep.
for transportation can definitely, you know, set you up for generational wealth.
Yes, sir.
But it's a lot though. It's a lot. You got for people. A lot of people always ask me like, um, how could they get started and stuff like that. Like I I can only speak from experience, you know, and I know a lot of people, you know, really wouldn't go the route that I would go. It's not it's not the prettiest. You know,
Mhm.
only thing I can tell you, I'll just be like, get you gotta get the van.
Right.
You gotta pull the trigger. Like you can't. I don't know how to. I don't really know how to play it safe for real. You know, so it's like, you know, my
That's
mind made
real,
up a new.
bro. Like, yes, like that's real though. Like, cause
Yeah,
a lot of people scared.
you just got it just got it. If you can't bet the house on yourself, who are you really gonna bet the house on? Like I can't have like I can't have, you know, another man that I'm really about to just bet the house on him. I got my own kid.
Hmm.
I can't even. Come on, man. Then you know if it don't come through, we just sitting back looking. And I gotta live with my reason as to why me and my child in a messed up position. It's because I bet the house on a whole nother man
Hmm.
instead of just betting the house on me.
Right.
You know, you gotta put yourself in a situation where the mind frame has to be it gotta work.
Yes, sir.
It's not even no, it's not even no, all right, it gotta work, but if it don't work, this what we gonna do. It
Hmm.
that's too much breathing room. You
Yes.
got too much room for comfortability. I'm talking about you got to put yourself in a position where you're completely nailed to the wall, your back is against the wall, and you gotta figure it out.
For sure.
Only and if I feel like me personally, I feel like that's when I work the best. That's when I work the hardest.
Hmm.
As soon as soon as I get an inch of slack, I'm gonna start to feel it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start to relax a little bit.
Yep.
I gotta keep my foot on the gas.
For
I
sure.
got to.
I'm the same way, bro. And I have been telling people about like just how you been moving and stuff like that, and it was like they was real interested in, you know what I'm saying, just hearing more about the story. So that's why I wanted to get you on here because you know what I'm saying, um, just show people that it's possible. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely
Mm-hmm.
possible to get out from, you know what I'm saying, if you're running for Amazon or like you said, FedEx and you're a company, you're running for the company, like buy the van, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, buy the van. network and really put it all, you know what I'm saying, put it all in, go all in,
Mm-hmm.
and make it shake, you know what I'm saying, because it's possible. So I want to appreciate you for coming on and definitely letting me interview you and giving us the, you know what I'm saying, your side. Before
Most
I let you
definitely.
go, definitely shout out your profile. But if it is anything like that you want to say that you think will motivate people to, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause I think you said some real powerful stuff, you know what I'm saying? But if there's anything else you want to say, bro, the floor is yours. I want to give you that.
Um, if it was anything, um, you just you just have faith in God. Just have faith in God. Um, that's it. Like you cannot do nothing without faith in the man above, whatever your religion may be. But yeah, just have faith. Faith in God, faith in yourself. You can have all the um knowledge about something in the world, but you gotta imply that knowledge.
Yep,
You gotta take those risks. And you can't take those risks if you don't have that faith. So
true that,
by all means, just in anything that you want to do, keep him involved.
for sure. It's dope. And what's your Twitter handle in case anybody want to reach out, you know what I'm saying, just to salute you or whatever.
Um,
If you want to put it
King
out
here,
there.
I think it's King Hers _300. Hold on, let me check and make sure before I be around here giving out the wrong one. Yeah, at King Harris _300.
Bet. All right. So everybody about to harass you trying to get this van life started, probably. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause it's you know what I'm saying, it's a play. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't want to get that CDL, and after that, you know what I'm saying, you still making that type of CDL money.
Yeah.
Um, like for real, like salute, bro, because you didn't do it. You didn't get the CDL, and you like prove that it's another method out there. Like I'm not. It's not the end all be all if you don't get the CDL, if you don't pass the CDL test, and like you know what I'm saying, you ain't got to even do all that and
Hmm.
still make a bag out here. So
Definitely.
I want to appreciate you for coming on and you know what I'm saying and rocking with me for whatever hour or whatever, giving me your time,
I
bro. Because I
appreciate
know
you
you
for having
busy. Like you know what I'm saying. I know you Monday through Sunday on the grind, bro. So I really appreciate it, bro.
No problem. I appreciate you having me, Brody.
Yes, sir. But I'll catch you next time, y'all. It's Chrisleetv. It's my guy DeAndre Harris. Deuces, y'all. Hope y'all enjoy this interview.
Bet. Holla at you.